What's going on, everybody? This is Fonz. I wanted to do a quick instructional video how I make jewelry, specifically earrings. I'm using the Lightburn design program. I have the Orion laser cutter, 50 watt. It's laser cutter engraver. I'm going to show you basically pretty simple how we do this. If you have some knowledge, you're going to have some basic knowledge of graphic design programs to use it. So, get yourself familiarized with like a CorelDRAW, Photoshop, Lightburn, pretty easy. If you can do Microsoft Word, you can do these design programs. They're pretty easy. So basically we'll start off. We're going to make some earrings. We're going to click on the text tool and click down here. We're going to do some name earrings. My last video I did some for my sister, so now I guess I'll make some for my daughter. We'll do Kamaya, one of my kids. Pretty basic. Click on it. You can change the font type, which we definitely want to do. Now enlarge it a little bit so we can see what we're doing. And this has different, you work in layers. What you have to do is make the layer, you have to tell the layer what you want it to do. This layer, you want it to be what's called a fill layer. So you go over here and you click on fill. And that lets you know that it's going to engrave that design. It's not going to cut the design, it's going to engrave the design. And there's power settings. Basically, when I do the engrave settings, I do the speed at 200 millimeters per second and the power, a minimum and maximum power at 75. That is my engraving setting. So basically when it engraves into the wood, that's the settings that it's going to have sent to the machine. Next, you want to outline it. There's an outline tool here. You click on that outline tool. Basically, as you see, it created an outline of the design. And basically that's how that's going to be the cut layer. Now, after you click on that, and you can reduce it and or enlarge it. There's a little button here to let you know the offset distance, makes the cut bigger or smaller. So that's about pretty good for, in my opinion, for some earrings. Okay, and basically you have to assign what's called a different color to this layer, because right now it's going to fill in with the other layer. If there's a little bar down here that has different colors, all you do is click on a different color, and as you see, it came up with assigned it a different job here. And just by default, it'll come up as fill. Click on right here. It's the blue. You want to make it a line. That makes it a cut. Double click on it. The settings for cut, your speed is going to be 5 millimeters per second. Maximum power 100. Minimum power 100. Always enable cut through mode. I'm not sure if it does anything, but just to make sure it cuts through the wood. I use 1/8 of an inch poplar wood. Poplar, Poplar wood from Home Depot. They come in 4-foot strips. I cut them in 2-foot strips so it can fit on the machine. I think my machine here is 12 inches, can cut 12 inches by 20. The machine costs about $1,700. I got it last year. So now basically you have your cut layer and you have your engraving layer. The next thing you want to do is make it to the size that you want it to be. I noticed that earrings are pretty good to be at maybe a 3 inches. Let's do 2 3/4 inches width and 2 inches height. I think it needs to be maybe a little bit more. You have to click and drag over top of it to select it. 2.5. And you can also you can do it manually here. So I think that would be a good size for the earrings. You're gonna have to flip the design the way my machine is set up. You have to reverse it. So we do Control H, reverses it. There's a little button here for a TV screen. You click on it. It basically shows you how the design is going to look. The black is going to be the engraved area, and the black outline is going to be the cut area. So basically, you know what it's going to look at, and it's going to tell you basically how long it takes. 2 minutes and 46 seconds to do the job, so you'll have an idea of how long it's going to take. Typically, what I do is duplicate and set it right next to the other one. Pretty much, there's a grid line there, so you can there's a grid, so you can basically see where it's going to be sitting at. So now you have two of them. That'll be one set of earrings. And if you stand by here, I'll show you how the machine is set up. And this is the machine. You have a little control panel. Basically, everything that's on the control panel is also on the computer. So pretty much you don't have to deal with that. Sometimes you have to use the your panel here to reset things. This is the wood I use. Again, it's the 1/8 of an inch poplar wood. You can get it at Home Depot. About $4 for a 4-inch for a 4-foot piece. The control panel will basically control the direction of where the laser is set, up and down, back and forth. I have the laser set to start cutting, and we have another control here. Basically puts it laser closer, farther away from the wood. I kind of eyeball it. There's a certain setting you can have for it, if you want it, but I just eyeball it how far it should be away. I have my setting so that the design will cut from the center out. So basically I put the laser on the center of where it's going to cut from the left and the right, up and down. So there's a button here called the frame button. Once you click on the frame button, it will show you basically the frame button will show you where it's going to cut area. So click on the frame. So now I see how much, make sure that the cut is going to be inside the area of the wood. And after that is basically just press start. I want to close this because we get a lot of smoke inside the basement. So to save up some of my space on my phone here, I'm going to pause it and I'll show you when it cuts the design. Okay, we're almost to the final cut, or the final engrave area, and you'll see that it will start to cut around the design. What you'll notice, if you get different types of wood cut differently. Sometimes you have to have a higher power. It's kind of hit and miss. You just have to use different wood and see what wood works for you. Different wood tends to have different density. You might have to turn the power up a little bit more. Sometimes you have to make the cut go through twice. Main thing you want to do is kind of tweak it to a point where you don't have to, your wood doesn't get scorched, singed, burnt when it cuts. You want a nice smooth edge on the cut. Pause it here. So basically this is the finished cut. Okay, I'm going to have a second part to the video where I show you the finishing prep of the earrings, how we stain them, finish them, and put the hooks or the hoop in, whatever you call it. So basically, just stand by. We'll have a second video.